Greetings, citizens, and thanks for joining me here for another quick look. Today we're going to take a peek at the MISC Freelancer. This is the Mercantile Edition. It's not the Militia or the Transport specific. Those are only hangar ready. This one's actually flight ready.
Your journey begins now. Systems on.
Let's start off with how this thing looks. It's like a giant armored space turtle. It's really kind of tough looking, but at the same time very utilitarian. And the, pickup truck commercial that they had running for it is really very appropriate. This thing is very utilitarian, heavily armored, and it just looks really neat. I like the design, I like the patterning on there. It makes me think of like a sea turtle shell. Just going to do a quick walk around here to give you a perspective on the size of this behemoth. Let's run around the back here and have a look at the inside. There's lots and lots of space, tons of room for cargo. You can see the turret up top right there. We're going to take a look at that in a moment. This cargo hold takes up almost the entirety of the ship. As of right now, the cargo bay door is the only way to get in. Eventually, I believe there's going to be additional doors, escape hatches, that kind of thing. But for the time being, it's just the rear entrance. The man turret here is sporting a couple of V-82s, and it's no slouch. It can really do some damage. However, I think the best feature about this is that it's so much more open than things like, say, the Cutlass turret. It's even a little bit more open than like the lower turrets on the Constellation. So you have a really good view here and a great line of sight anywhere you're looking. So let's wander up front here and take a look at the midsection. There's not a whole lot in there right now, presumably just more storage space, possibly where you're going to have to go to change fuses, swap things out, maybe weapons, motors, ammo. I'm not sure yet, but again, this is recorded in 2.2. This is the other exit/entrance I was talking about. It looks like that ladder is going to eventually drop out of there. And then it looks like there may be lockers or bathrooms to either side of the door here. Then right behind us is going to be a panel for power control, navigation. I'm not entirely sure what that one's going to be for either, but again, 2.2, it's still in the alpha, lots of time to decide. And of course, the bunks. A lot of these little hiccups here where your head will clip through a wall or something have been taken care of in 2.4. But this was recorded again in 2.2, so let's go ahead and take a look at the cockpit here. I really like the wraparound windows and the sunroof there, and I just like the feel of this thing. It's got the two rear seats for presumably, again, power management, shield management, possibly even missiles, and then it's got, of course, the front ones there. Front left is your pilot, who also controls the main weapons, and front right is, again, probably power management.
Now, systems on.
For a big ship, it's surprisingly easy to see and navigate out the front windshield of this thing. It's actually much better than the Starfarer, but still not quite as good as the Constellations. I also do like that sunroof there. Just taking a quick look at some of the HUDs and some of the views from inside the cockpit. And next, we're going to go and check out the speeds. It is not the fastest ship in the fleet, but it's not meant to be. It's meant to do, well, this one's a mercantile variant, so it's meant to haul cargo. But it is also very maneuverable for a ship its size. The 4 ballistic cannons on the 2 unmanned turrets on this thing are very strong. They're a great punch in the face for anybody who's picking a fight, though it's, not necessarily the greatest option for combat, because it does only get 13 shots in a row before it starts to overheat, and 18 in a row without rest before it starts to actually overheat and cause damage.
Scanning.
Speaking of combat, let's see what that looks like. With a complement of 12 missiles, this thing is a force to be reckoned with. However, they don't always target the fastest because their executioners and marksmen, those just aren't the quickest right out of the barrel. But again, 12 of them is a good way to keep somebody on the run and give you enough time to maybe quantum out.
Contact. Scanning.
Next up, let's play a little game that I like to call Please Don't Hurt Me. The objective is to avoid being shot by the Hornets chasing me, well, just kind of like that. For a big ship, it handles surprisingly well. As you can see, I'm successfully dodging most of the shots from 2 Hornets, I believe, are engaged. I know at least 1 is targeted. This gives you plenty of time to be able to target, fire a couple missiles, which may or may not hit them, but then you can at least quantum out. Thanks for joining me here at Smash and Crash for this quick look at the MISC Freelancer. If you like what you saw, or you didn't like what you saw, let me know. If you liked what you saw, please feel free to share it with your family and friends on Facebook and wherever. And if you didn't like what you saw, comment or email me. Just let me know, because I want to know what you want to see and how I can get better. Now let's burn this thing down to a wireframe, because that looks really neat. Thank you again, and we will see you in the verse. Ah, dang it.